Why the sky is so high? Many years ago, in a village surrounded by vast fields and tall trees, the sky was not as distant as it is today. Back then, the sky was so low that if you reached up, you could touch it with your fingers. The people in the village lived their lives with the sky as their close companion. It hovered just above their rooftops, and the clouds would pass by so near that children could almost catch them like they would butterflies. The sky was not only low but also curious and playful. It would change its colors, shifting from blue to pink, then purple, and sometimes even gold. The villagers enjoyed the beauty of the sky and felt lucky to live under its watchful eye. However, the sky's low presence also brought some challenges. Whenever someone built a house or planted a tall tree, they had to be careful not to bump into the sky. Farmers, while sowing seeds, had to be mindful not to throw their tools too high, or they would hit the sky. The village elders would always remind everyone, be gentle with the sky, for it is a gift, but it must be respected. There was one woman named Meera, known for her baking skills. She would make the most delicious bread in the village, and the scent of her baked goods would drift up and fill the air. The sky loved the smell of Meera's bread and would often come down even lower to take in the aroma. Meera would smile and say, "Hello, sky, I see you've come for a sniff today." The sky would ripple with shades of gold as if blushing, and everyone would laugh at how playful it was. But not all villagers were as considerate as Meera. There was a man named Daku who was known for being impatient and careless. He did not like the way the sky got in the way of his work. Daku was a carpenter, and whenever he tried to carry large planks or build tall structures, the sky would be an obstacle. One day, Daku grew frustrated. "Why does the sky have to be so low?" he grumbled. He decided that he would teach the sky a lesson. "If you don't move higher, I will make you regret it," he shouted angrily. The sky, which had never been spoken to so harshly, grew quiet. It turned a deep shade of grey, as if hurt by Daku's words. Despite this, Daku didn't stop. He continued to work carelessly, often hitting the sky with his tools. The sky began to feel afraid and sad. The villagers noticed the change. The sky that used to glow with colors and dance with the wind now seemed dull and dark. Meera and a group of villagers went to talk to Daku. "Please, Daku, be kind to the sky. It has always been a friend to us," Meera pleaded. But Daku just laughed. "I'm not here to be friends with the sky," he said. "I have work to do, and I won't let it get in my way." One day, Meera had an idea. She decided to host a grand feast for the entire village, and she hoped that the sky would join them too. She baked her best bread and filled the air with the delicious scent. The sky, still sad, hesitated, but the inviting smell was too tempting to ignore, and it drifted down lower to enjoy the feast. The villagers looked up and smiled. "The sky has come to join us," they said happily. Meera offered the first loaf of bread to the sky and said, "We are grateful for your presence, dear sky. Please do not be sad." But just as the sky began to lighten up, Daku appeared. He was irritated by the gathering and shouted, "Enough of this. The sky needs to learn its place." In a fit of anger, he grabbed a large stick and swung it at the sky. The villagers gasped, and Meera shouted, "Stop, Daku!" But it was too late. The stick hit the sky with a loud thud. The sky shuddered and suddenly pulled away. It rose higher and higher, beyond the reach of anyone's fingers. The clouds followed, drifting up until they were out of sight. The villagers watched in silence as their once close friend became distant and unreachable. Meera's heart sunk. She knew that Daku's actions had driven the sky away. The village felt emptier, and the people missed the playful and colorful presence of the sky. The sky, hurt and disappointed, stayed high up, far away from the reach of humans. Over time, the villagers learned to live with the change. They built taller houses and planted taller trees without worrying about touching the sky. But they missed the closeness they once had. Children would stare up, wondering what it would feel like to touch a cloud or talk to the sky as their parents once did. Daku, too, felt the consequences of his actions. The people in the village avoided him, blaming him for driving the sky away. He felt ashamed and lonely. He approached Meera one day and said, "I am sorry for what I did. I didn't realize how much the sky meant to all of us." Meera, who had always been kind-hearted, nodded. "Apologies are the first step, Daku, but we must show the sky that we have learned from our mistakes." The villagers gathered and decided to hold a festival to honor the sky. They sang songs, told stories, and released lanterns that floated up into the night. They hoped the sky would see their efforts and forgive them. As the lanterns floated higher and higher, the sky began to shimmer. It turned from dark blue to a deep, vibrant purple. The villagers gasped as they saw the sky change. It was a sign that the sky had heard them. While the sky never returned to being as low as it once was, it began to glow with colors again. The clouds came down just a little closer, and the people knew that even though the sky was high, it was still watching over them. From that day on, the villagers remembered to respect the world around them. They taught their children the story of how the sky once hovered just above their heads and how carelessness had driven it away. And so, the saying spread throughout the land: treat the world with kindness, for what you push away may never come back. Respect and kindness towards others, including nature, can lead to harmony, while anger and impatience can create distance and loss.